What's happening? Today's going to be a different episode than I normally do. The reason why is I was thinking back on it and I just wanted to share a story, and really talk about what it was like for me when I was going through my shit. And a couple things before I start telling the story, a lot of fucking shit happened. This is maybe half of what was going on throughout that time. But I share it because these are the significant things that really shaped some years of my life. And now reflecting back on it, have worked on myself at a different point than I was then. Um, I would have handled some things differently. And of course, we always do what we know and what contributes to going down the route of who we are, what we are, whatever, right? So you needed to go through all those things to get to where you are now. But I just want to tell the story about, really perseverance and how I fucking lost myself, dude. I was losing my shit. Again, not all this shit happened throughout this time that it was a fucking terrible time. It was good. A lot of memories of getting drunk, high, partying with the wife, um, having good times. But there was a lot of downsides in my life. I wasn't happy because of all the shit that was going on. I couldn't prioritize. I couldn't compartmentalize and show up as the best version of myself. It was always half glass full, versus now where I eliminated the alcohol, eliminated a lot of the variables. I can make sound judgments. I can make better decisions. I can show up as a better version of myself. Now it's a complete different way of life. Now I would have been able to handle those situations differently without devices. So what we have to do is figure out what it is. Now, this is where it starts. This literally started fucking year two of the Marine Corps. So hit year one on deployment, came back. So that first year, year and a half, fuck, dude. So came back at a year and a half. Never mind. Came back at a year and a half. Ended up waiting a couple months, and then right on my second year mark, that was where I got fucking promoted to corporal, right? So right then and there, my staff sergeant changed the orders to go to Hawaii. So I become my own boss. I become my own boss throughout this time. And really, it was funny because I never even I trained a guy, and my guy that trained me, I had to end up training him, right? So for me, I was already going through a lot. I was already figuring out, hey, fuck, how do I be a leader? The way it is, you're in charge of everybody. So if shit goes wrong, you're fucked over. But with my job, I pulled a lot of weight because of what we were doing when it came to the whole unit cohesive readiness. So I had to make sure that I was on all cylinders at all time, running and gunning. I'm doing pull-ups every hour on the hour. I have bladder issues. So I'm always going to the bathroom. So I would do 1, 2, 3 pull-ups then, and I look good, So going through all this shit through this time, high intensity, end up becoming, like I said, I was own boss. So learning how to talk in rooms that I'm getting checked and I'm being disrespected by people who have rank because they think they can act however the fuck they want, and just really off the game I needed to be. So here goes the implementation, implementing the little things, read receipts, making sure that I speak and have confidence. That way, no one can check me. 2, what energy am I bringing? If I'm bringing dog shit energy, how am I going to talk to a room? How am I going to help people out? It's just not going to fucking happen. So for me, building all these things, built that character, built me. At nighttime, started going to college. I'm thinking everything's good. Throughout this time, right, actually, this was like a year, 8 months. I went to corporal's course. I ended up slipping, and shit, that was 2 years. So anyway, 2 years. I went to corporal's course after. He's got to be a corporal. That's right. So right when I picked up, I ended up working out in fucking. I was running. Someone stepped on my heel. It bucked out outward. My knee hit the deck. I knew something was wrong with my knee, but I kept running as we do. They would just tell you suck the fuck up. So we have this mentality that really you don't go to medical until it's the worst case scenario. And the way it is you have to be that way because you're active duty. So the way the Marine Corps sees it is you're ready for combat at any time. And I love that philosophy now thinking about that. But they want you in the best shape possible at all fucking times. So you need to be active status. For me, on a limited light duty status or even a limited duty, you're seen as worthless. So that's where I got pulled off this board. I'm battling it with my knee. I'm trying to figure out what it is. This leads all the way till the fucking third year. My third year, I got arthroscopic surgery. And once you get the surgery, they're like, fuck, now we know what's wrong with your knee. So originally it was a fissure tear under the patella tendon, and then it ended up getting bigger. So they went in, they took all that out. And then they said I lost a lot of cartilage under there. There was some fluid in the knee. At that time, I started getting arthritis after, but they didn't address anything there, right? So I whittled it down to my last 3 weeks in the Marine Corps because going to medical and getting 5 injections in my knees and going to physical therapy and doing all this fucking shit, the knee class and strengthening my hips and quads and nutrition and losing the fucking weight. And it was just like, it wasn't working for whatever reason. So what happened from there was went down my last 3 weeks, tried to get a medical extension. I'm getting pushed around. I just got pissed off. And I was just like, you know what? I've been going through this. I'd rather fucking get out and then just deal with my shit on my own than to keep going through this struggle that was taxing on me mentally. And this is where, that seeped into other things that were going on in my life. So ended up getting out the Marine Corps, working home improvement sales, running, gunning, going to college at nighttime. By then I already had almost 2.5 years of college done. So fucking running and gunning and doing the same shit that I was doing in the Marine Corps, but civilian side, going to the gym, and I was compensating. So I started eating 1,000 milligram edibles because my body, I feel like shit every day, aching. So we got the muscle aches, we got the arthritis. So I have osteoarthritis in my knees, elbows, and then my other hips, extreme joint pain. So wake up throwing up. I get migraines all fucking day. I got to watch what I eat. So back then I didn't have the tools. I didn't do what I'm doing now. Nutrition wasn't on point. I wasn't working out just because I needed to every single day. It was my capacity of what I want to do, whatever it is. So in my case, got all this fucking work in, really started focusing on, hey, what do I need to do to show up to be better? So this is where, back then, like I said, eating the edibles, we're going 1,000 miles a minute. Issues are arising. And this is why I say now, now we have the tools. Now we've worked through it. Now you understand how you can come to life when this shit happens. But back then I didn't fucking get it. Clearly what I was shown wasn't good. So I just was going through my shit, especially because I lost my tribe. I was good at what I did. Went in civilian sector, home for myself was tough as fuck. And then I get into working at a mortgage brokerage. And that was pretty cool. Initially it was cool, but I failed my test 3 times, which was taxing me because I've never really failed on anything in my life like that. Chemistry, geometry. But other than that, like never really failed any classes. Didn't even have to fucking try that shit. I was trying, getting my college work done. Something was compensating. So then my grades dropped in college because I really just wasn't applying myself as much because I was focusing on that goal. And ultimately, it just led me further and further and further away from myself because I'm trying to do too many things at once. And even the business sector, like I always said, I was going to get the degree and then it's going to go into business. So from there, we got a house. We moved on. We moved. So I started working with the VA claims company and loved it. Was helping vets. It was hard initially because they only had 2 members that were selling. And then they end up getting more. And then the way you sell with that's a little bit different. It's easier, but it takes a learning curve when you start. And to really get through objections takes a lot of fucking work because these people have been fucked over by the military or VA, excuse me, for 40, 60, 70 years sometimes. So you're talking to older vets and, I don't want to do anything. We don't go to fucking medical. Still have the mentality that when we had in. That's why I added that for context earlier. So it was fun working at that job, but I was working way too fucking much. They wanted us to do more. I was doing calls on the side, working 60, 80 hours, just really slaving away for this job. And what was funny was when my nanny moved and I'm holding my daughter making sales calls, went to my manager, hey manager, this is what's going on. Because again, I'm always that leader. I'm always the fucking one. So I went to him, letting him know the situation that's going on. I gave him a corrective action, said, hey man, this time we're going to go and handle this situation. You don't have to worry about me. Just letting you know that I'm putting a little bit of work in. He didn't like that. The reason why is they wanted me to work the required time for whatever it is. If it's a straight quota commission job, it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day how it is. If I have a quota that I'm excelling every single month, why should it matter that I'm working 8 to 5 like you want? I'm still getting the numbers in. And it's not like I'm selling to the clients when they didn't want to. I just scheduled the time for when I knew I can do it. So taking care of the daughter, in a couple hours here, nighttime, wake up early as fuck the next day because it was in Texas. So started at 6. So I would do like 4, 3 the next day. And that's where like again, running into issues. So talk to the wife, and then had opportunity with Zach Babcock, hey, do you want to start a business? We can do that on booking people for podcasts. And then that was where I was just like, fuck, I'm quitting this job. Wife sitting right there. And I'm like, I'm going all in here. Right. And I say all this because all those things prior to it, whether it was fucking, I literally wrote it down in chronological order so I can fucking go down because it's significant. It fucking weighed on me. It allowed me to get the best of me, and to me, just to fucking not have the right tools within that time frame to act that way. Could I have done better? Absolutely. Could I have, did I handle it appropriately with the tools we had? Yeah, I think so. I didn't do anything too crazy. I didn't do anything that messed it up. Now to my schedule, I'm like, bro, I hold myself to a higher standard. But from there, that's where I had to grow. When it went to the mental part, it was fucking tough because getting told you're never going to be the same, just not feeling the same with your body, being in constant pain and telling them, and the doctor's telling you, hey, it's that. Or when I went in to get help, saying like, hey, I'm in constant pain, I'm fucking aching, I'm hurting, I'm wearing long sleeves all the time at work. When it got hot in the summer, I'd get in trouble for wearing the long sleeve at work. So I was just like, it's fucking cold. Like I can't do that. Right. So I go in to get some help. They give me Motrin. Hey, you're getting older. You're a big boy. You got to start acting like a big boy. And it was just kind of like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what? I'm trying to get help for the issues that I have because this shit's not working. And what they're fucking telling me is, oh, be a big boy. So that led into even bigger fucking issue with me because, again, I stopped liking going to the doctor. They put me on antidepressants. Oh, it's a neural blocker that's going to block the signals from your brain to your knee, and you're not going to have to worry about pain. So you can go run these miles and you can do da-da-da-da. That shit didn't fucking help. So I start flipping out. They're like, you're forcing yourself to have panic attacks. And I start getting in my own head. And this is where I'm saying, like, when you're going through stress, when you're going through something, you're not going to show up in every single area of your life. And that's what I'm pointing to here. I lost myself because it was always compensating one area of my life, compensating on personal development, compensating on being a husband, compensating on being the best dad, compensating on whatever, because I was trying to do all these fucking things. So when we go down to it, got hurt the second year, took off the fucking meritorious board, didn't get the surgery till third year, got fucking 5 injections in my knees. Doctors wouldn't give me an extension, fucking depressed because all this shit, and them forcing the antidepressants to me, fucking being told that I'm a piece of shit, not a good Marine, never going to be enough. Not what he was, because when I was healthy, I was good. But when I got injured, it was like, nah, fuck that. It was taxing, so that's where I said like the 1,000 milligram edibles came in. My wife was there, but I really just wasn't the best husband because, like I said, tools, resources, knowledge, and then just applying myself. Again, it was escaping to drinking, to alcohol, to the edibles, to just make me feel better because I was in constant pain. And that was the hardest part, was trying to tackle all this. Grandfather dies, me and the wife having issues, and then fucking having negative belief systems from all that. You're like, bro, I'm in pain all the fucking time. Why should I try? Why should I put it in? I was going through the gym the whole entire fucking time, but I really let the injuries get the best of me. So went a lot of time without, I didn't squat for 5 years. And I was just like, oh, I won't do legs today. I won't do this today because it hurts way too fucking much. Some days I couldn't do back because my fucking back would hurt. So it was always being in a struggle mindset, not knowing what to do versus applying action, saying, hey, this is what you can do, and then getting that foundational principle set. So for me, it was a matter of cleaning up every single area. And that's why I said, even with all the shit, things were going on. It may not have been the worst thing. I may have been good in some aspects, but it was always one thing. You can't pick and choose. It's either like you're being a good husband and then you don't take care of your fucking self, or you're bitching a lot, but you're doing it. So it's like, what do you want? So once I cleared that shit up, once I started focusing on just showing up better daily, focusing on me first so I could give the best version of myself to everybody else, that's where that reciprocity came in. Things started to change. I started to feel better. Started just taking everything as an opportunity versus complaining about the fucking, oh, while I'm in pain, you don't understand how I feel. One of the things that I'm really big on besides journaling is just saying it out loud. Because I'm telling you, if you say it fucking 10 times, 100 times, you're going to realize how stupid you sound sometimes. Where I'm like, oh, you don't understand. My fucking elbows hurt so bad. I don't want to pick up a dumbbell. And it's like, you keep saying it, but at the end of the day, you're going to pick something up. And that's what it went to me. I actually feel better with some movement at a heavy weight. It could be low rep ranges, but lightweight just makes me ache even more. So something I know for myself. So you're going to figure out what it is, build that foundation out, focus on being there every day, the things that are important to you. That's what's going to allow you to gear it in. For me, it was a whole lot of adversity that I just wasn't ready for. And when I went through it, handled it appropriately, but always could be better. And it was funny for me because it was just you learn about the fucked up mindsets you have, about the limiting beliefs, about the dumb shit that you're putting your energy towards. And literally, when you sit back and reflect, you're like, none of that shit mattered. To this point now, like a lot of it, it needed to happen. Needed to happen to create, a better individual, better me, better dad, husband, um, person. But at the same time, it's like now I can teach that. I can talk about that struggle. I can talk to that dude who's struggling in his marriage. I can talk to the dude who's bitching out because he fucking feels terrible because his body's falling apart and doesn't really want to get up out of bed the next day because all he is fucking aching all day and having to go do whatever to escape that. So that's the difference. The difference now is understanding, hey, found something that worked for now. And again, we're educating ourselves, we're evolving. So whatever comes, we're gonna tackle that shit just like we did this and end it fucking easy. I appreciate y'all. If you want to hear more, go to my Instagram, Alundis_Havens. That's where we're going to have the Recalibrated Man group. So you can just DM me on there, click the link tree. It's in there. You can be able to join my community where we talk about the same things, healing ourselves, becoming the best we can be, recalibrating, getting all those good belief systems, building that foundation of the man we admire, showing up as that every single day. I appreciate y'all. Peace.